Now it's time for contentment with little.
If sustenance is written before you come to the world, then why are you worried?
Contentment with little. Well, this little could be a lot to me, and to someone else, very little.
Did God ask you to fast tomorrow today? No. So why are you asking him for tomorrow's sustenance today? And when I once asked Sheikh al-Sha'rawi, if we have half the wheat, what do? He said, eat half a meal in double the time. Are you worried about tomorrow, that you might find a day where you can't eat or sleep? I see them content. I used to wonder how people could be so content. It was said that breaking the rule is proof of the Creator's soundness. Glory be to him. So we understood the reason for the descent from paradise, to reach the state of the best stature, to be worthy of entering paradise. So enter among my servants and enter my paradise. You must fear God if you are heedless. He brings you sustenance from where you do not know. So how can you fear poverty when God is the provider? For he has provided for the bird and the whale in the sea. Praise be to God, Lord of the worlds, who created the heavens and the earths and began the creation of man from clay. We praise him, glory be to him, with the praise of the thankful and the repentant, and we seek refuge in the light of his face from being among the straying and the heedless. And I bear witness that there is no God but God alone. He has no partner, the King, the manifest truth. He created the universes for our sake, yet we were heedless of him through them. And he sent down his blessings upon us, both apparent and hidden, yet we were distracted by the blessing from the bestower. And I bear witness that our Master Muhammad is the messenger of God, the truthful in promise, the trustworthy. O God, bless and grant peace and honor to him and to all his family and companions. As for what follows, in the third episode of Piety, we are talking about and take provisions with piety. And take provisions, for indeed the best provision is piety. And fear me, O people of understanding. And with the third episode, and with Dr. Amr Fahmy.
Welcome, Doctor.
Welcome to you. Won't you greet Abdel Kabir?
Peace be upon you, and God's mercy be upon you. How are you, sir? Welcome. Praise be to God.
The man is fasting even before Ramadan, see?
He's ready. May God honor you and bless you, God willing. The truth is that we really want to continue talking about piety and its importance. And piety, as we discussed before, is fearing the majestic and acting upon the revelation. Now it's time for contentment with little. Contentment with little, what is it then?
Al-Hasan al-Basri says in his words, and I knew that my sustenance would not be taken by anyone else, so my heart was at peace. What missed you was never meant to hit you, and what hit you was never meant to miss you. And if mankind and jinn gathered to benefit you, they would not benefit you except with something. God has already decreed it for you. Even if all of mankind and jinn gathered to harm you, they could not harm you except with what God has decreed for you. The Prophet, peace be upon him, says in his noble hadith, verily the creation of each one of you is brought together in his mother's womb for 40 days as a drop. Then he becomes a clot of blood for a similar period, then a lump of flesh for a similar period. Then the angel comes and breathes the soul into him and is commanded with 4 things, his sustenance, his deeds, and his lifespan, and whether he will be wretched or happy. So if sustenance is written before you even come into the world, why are you worried? It is like someone who signed a contract to go to a certain country and will receive a certain amount. He might be afraid of leaving before he receives all of his entitlements. He says to you, and he is the subjugator over his servants, and he sends over you guardians until, when death comes to one of you, our messengers take him and they do not fail. So since what I will receive was written before I was born, and I won't leave this world without getting my full due, then I shouldn't worry in the meantime. It is said that among the servants are those for whom poverty is best, and if God made them rich, their condition would be corrupted. And among the servants are those for whom wealth is best, and if God made them poor, their condition would be corrupted. And he says, and if Allah had extended provision for his servants, they would have committed tyranny throughout the earth. Today, someone who has been thirsty for 3 days in the desert, and you brought him a bottle of ice-cold water, If he drinks from it, he will die. I must wash his face, have him rinse his mouth, wait in the shade for a bit, and then drink. Or a relative you love dearly has high blood sugar, and you walk in with a tray of basbousa. If you give it to him, he might lose his sight, or his leg might be amputated, and so on. So glory be to him, he ordains all affairs, explaining the signs, so that you may be certain of the meeting with your Lord. So when he withholds with measure and for a reason. We must understand. I have two sons. One is smart and studies, and the other hangs out with a group of kids who do drugs. The one who does drugs will come and tell me, I want money to go out with my friends. I tell him, no, sit yourself down. You are not going out. To the other, I say, take some money, go for a walk. You have been studying since morning, and so on. So, God's knowledge, God's kindness, and God's provision will come to us. What must we do? We must respond with contentment and see that what has come to us is what was intended and what God wanted to give us.
Actually, I always find myself thinking about just how much is considered to be little and how much is considered to be much. I mean, when exactly should I feel truly content? Contentment with just a little. But that so-called little could actually be a lot to me. And for someone else, it's very little. So how does one cultivate this from within? I mean, what should I do inside myself so that I'm content with what I have, whether it's a lot or a little, knowing that this is what's mine?
Because it's difficult when little is mentioned, because it's hard to be content when there's little. But when there's a lot, well, that's not really contentment.
That's wealth, that's wealth. But the thing is, your eyes can truly be satisfied, right? So a person is genuinely content. Someone might have just one shirt, but he sees it as plenty. And another might have 1,000 shirts, but doesn't see them that way. He feels they're too few. In your life, and the time you spent living in Egypt, did you see the Egyptians as being content? Or were they greedy or wanting more? How did you see them?
Generally, I saw them as content, at all levels.
Okay.
And I used to be amazed how people are so content.
And is there a conflict with ambition? Is it a problem for someone to have great ambitions but be content at the same time?
Because it's a state of the heart, you see.
In the heart.
In the heart, contentment, true contentment is found in the heart. That means you can certainly have your own ambitions and goals in life, but you are not overly attached or fixated on their outcome. You're content no matter what the result may be. You work hard, you put in effort, and you strive to do your best.
So you don't link the effort to the result, and that brings contentment. It's about the striving. Your duty is to strive, doctor, not to ensure
success. There was this Frenchman who worked in the subway. He converted to Islam when he saw people getting paid at the end of the week and coming back the next week happy, crushing an onion and eating a plate of beans. He asked them, do you have stocks? They said, what stocks? Do you have a bank? They said, what bank? We take our daily wage, we eat, and we're very happy. That's why the Lord of Glory says, Son of Adam, you have what suffices you, yet you seek what makes you arrogant. You are not content with a little, nor satisfied by a lot. If you wake up healthy in your body, secure in your home with your daily bread, then the world is of no consequence. So the world is worth nothing. Does God ask you to fast tomorrow's fast today? No. Then why do you ask Him for tomorrow's provision today? You say, I'm working to secure my children's future. Do you even know what will happen to those children? Do you know the story of the cow in Surah Al-Baqarah in the Institute of Preachers? They taught us a legal maxim that says, whoever hastens something before its time is punished by being deprived of it. So no inheritance in 3 cases. The first being murder. Say your uncle is rich. You decide to kill him to inherit early. Forget about the fact that but do you inherit? No, because you killed him and rushed it before its time. Some of the children of Israel killed their uncle and dumped the body on others to also get, the blood money.
Right.
So they went to Moses. He told them, slaughter a cow. What kind? Neither old nor young, but middle-aged. What color? Bright yellow. Until it finally came down to just one specific cow. This cow belonged to a good man who had a young son, a wife, and a calf. He felt that if he died, people would covet the calf, marry his wife, and make the boy's life a living hell. So he took the calf to a remote place in the wilderness. And he said, "O God, I entrust this to your care, so return it to my son when he grows up." He went home. "Where's your calf, man?" "I left it with God in such and such place. When the boy grows up, tell him I left it." The man died. The boy grew up. "My father left me nothing. May God have mercy on him. He took our only calf and left it with God." He asked her, Where? She said, "Where? You're just like your father. I'm telling you, this was years ago." He asked, "Where?" and went and said, "Oh God, my father entrusted something to you." So it came to him, and it was sold for its weight in gold, and he's the one who inherited from the man, not the others. One person trusts in the most merciful, and another puts his money in Al-Rayyan. Though this generation doesn't know what Al-Rayyan was, and everyone on earth shall pass away. So the idea here is trust and certainty that God is the provider, the possessor of power, the steadfast. I shall provide for the one who has no means, as we said, until even the cleverest are baffled. God can provide for anyone. That's why it said, rely on God with true reliance, like the reliance of birds. They go out in the morning hungry and return in the evening full. A bird leaves its nest in the morning hungry and returns at the end of the day fed, with extra food in its beak to feed the little ones. So the most important thing, as Abdo said, you're saying poverty and wealth are relative indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Let's assume there are 8 billion human beings.
Right.
So we have 8 billion steps of provision. If we exclude the richest person in the world and the poorest person in the world, for the rest of the 8 billion minus 2, there's always someone richer and someone poorer.
Mm-hmm. Well,
so if you look at those below you and always live one step below, because in a few years you'll move up. So instead of being on this step today and wanting to live on that one, no, live on this one. In a few years you'll move up, so you'll reach what you wanted to reach just a year or two later. So don't rush the ascent.
well, sir, the way I see it is, don't look above you or below you. Be content with what you have, see the beauty in it, and let it be enough for you. Let it be enough. And as long as I entrust my affairs to God Almighty, He manages everything for me and gives me what I need and more. And always when you look at it, you say, I always ask the question, did you bring what's past to bring, what's coming? Ask Him then, did you bring what's past to bring what's coming? I mean, did you bring the past provision to bring the coming provision? I mean,
or did God send the provision? Where did you get it from? What did you contemplate?
what?
What is your certainty in this matter? Is He truly the disposer? Is He truly the provider?
He is the disposer, of course.
Then certainly He is the provider.
Of course, yeah.
I mean, many times you weren't working, yet you ate, drank, and slept.
Always.
Are you worried about tomorrow, that you might find a day where you can't eat or sleep? Has it ever crossed your mind like that while you have?
It's possible, of course.
Shame on you, Abdo, after all this.
Human, my brother, he's training.
He's had tough training. This is beast level. Beast level should go straight in. I mean, well, let's look at people today. Today, with the fluctuations happening in the world and the problems that occurred like COVID and others, and the things happening in neighboring countries, and there started to be pressure on the economy in Egypt. What will we do? Well, what will we do tomorrow? We do one thing. We stand as one, as the president said. If there's a crack and a fracture in the internal walls, the building will collapse. But if we love each other and none of you believes until he loves for his brother what he loves for himself, then we've understood the reason for the descent from paradise. To reach the state of the best stature, to be worthy of entering paradise. Enter among my servants and enter my paradise. Adam was in paradise. Then God told Satan, prostrate. He said, I won't prostrate. He said, get out. He said, reprieve me until the day they are resurrected. He said, indeed, you are of those reprieved. He said, because you have sent me astray, I will surely sit and wait for them on your straight path. And he said to Adam, O Adam, shall I direct you to the tree of eternity and a kingdom that does not decay? Don't you want to have many things? So when they tasted of the tree, their private parts became apparent to them, and they began to fasten over themselves from the leaves of paradise. We said, go down, all of you, as enemies to one another, and for you on the earth is a place of settlement and enjoyment for a time. To return to paradise again, enter among my servants and enter my paradise. So it's necessary that none of you believes until he loves for his brother what he loves for himself. A Muslim to a Muslim is like a solid structure, each part strengthening the other. A Muslim to a Muslim is like one body. If one limb aches, the whole body reacts with sleeplessness and fever. What does it mean? It means if a thorn gets into your toe and it gets infected, you'll have a headache, your head will swell, and you'll feel exhausted. So, people must feel for one another. I once asked Sheikh al-Sharawi, what if we only have half the wheat? He said, eat half a meal in double the time, chew a lot. We eat more than we should, and fasting is our chance to train ourselves to live a simple, rugged life. For blessings do not last forever. So when it happens and you go into the shops and you don't find food in the required quantities, what do? We take half the amount.
We do without.
We do without and we try. Why? Because blessed is he in whose hand is the kingdom, and he is over all things powerful. He who created death and life to test you as to which of you is best indeed, and he is the Almighty, the forgiving. He could have given every country its own wheat, oil, and gold, yes, as evidenced by, O my servants, if the first of you and the last of you, the humans of you and the jinn of you, were to stand in one place and ask of me, and I were to give every person what he asked, that would not decrease what I have, any more than a needle decreases the sea when it is put into it. So, is our lack of resources due to the giver being stingy? No, it's to test you as to which of you is best indeed. He wants to see what we'll do when this squeeze happens. Sometimes you go to your wife and your kids and tell them, we're tightening the budget this month, we don't have it. Why? Not because you don't have it, but to train them to endure so that when a hard time comes, they can. But there must be solidarity, and that's the beauty of Egypt. In Egypt, you won't go to bed without dinner. In Egypt, you'll find a relative, someone who loves you, anyone. So the solidarity and love that exists is the reality of those who believe and do righteous deeds. Because belief in divine decree, its good and its bad, is a certain part of faith. Faith increases and decreases. A man may be a believer in the morning and a disbeliever by evening. Now faith has 6 pillars: belief in God, His angels, His books, His messengers, the last day, and divine decree. It's good and it's bad. If you don't believe in God, then fine, no problem. But if you believe in God, you'll automatically believe in Gabriel and Michael, automatically in Jesus, Muhammad, and Noah, peace be upon them. Automatically in the Quran, the Psalms, the Torah, and the Gospel. Automatically in the scale, the path, paradise, and hell. So, what increases and decreases? Pillar number 6, divine decree. It's good and it's bad, it's sweet and it's bitter. For if they are given from it, they are pleased, but if they are not given from it, they are angry. How can you say, I entrust my affair to God, for God is observant of His servants? O Lord, you know, and you are the provider, and you can send. If you've decreased it, you've decreased it. Fine. People are afraid of nuclear war, food shortages, famines, lack of rain, water wars, and so on and so forth. First of all, Azrael works for the Lord of Glory, not for anyone else at all. Whoever thinks Azrael takes orders from anyone else doesn't understand a thing. He has written your lifespan, when you'll be born, when you'll die, how many breaths you'll take, and how many steps you'll walk. And your heart, He is God, and you, if you'll excuse me. If you consider Him non-existent, that's up to you then. If you have no shame, then do as you wish. And keep in mind, supplication averts fate. Were it not for bowing elders, nursing infants, and grazing beasts, torment would have been poured upon you in torrents. So, in order for the supplication to be lifted, the affliction to be lifted, what do? We turn to God. My teacher was Al-Hajj Yasin Rushdi, may God have mercy on him. His teacher was Sheikh Al-Amir, and his teacher's teacher was Sidi Muhammad Al-Baghdadi. In a mosque near Sayyidina Al-Hussein, in the side street there, called Baybar's Mosque on the right, there are retreats for Sufi people. And Sidi Muhammad al-Baghdadi was there, and there was a shrine where it was written, Sheikh so-and-so is buried here, died in the year such and such. He used to say, I see this shrine is empty, I will be buried here. Sheikh al-Baghdadi died and was buried somewhere else. They came to build Salah Salem Street, and Salah Salem Street was going to pass through the shrine of Sidi Muhammad al-Baghdadi. Hussein al-Shafi, Gamal Abdel Nasser's deputy, meaning the vice president of the republic. May God have mercy on them all. He went to him and said, we're asking the Sheikh's students for permission to move the Sheikh's remains. They told him, look, our teacher used to say this Baybar's mosque is empty and I'll be buried here. So we'll open the mosque. If we find it empty, he's the most entitled to be buried there. If we find another sheikh buried there, then our teacher is no sheikh at all. Take him and bury him anywhere. Do whatever you want with him. It was opened, found empty, and moved at night, supervised by Hussein al-Shafi, and he stayed here and was moved here. Why was Al-Hajj Yasin Rashdi explaining this or telling this story? Because while Sidi Muhammad al-Baghdadi was giving a lesson in the mosque, there was a man weaving palm fronds, making cages, sitting at the mosque door. The man outside would say, "O Lord," and Sheikh al-Baghdadi would jump. He'd say, "O protector, O protector." Every time he said, "O Lord," Sheikh al-Baghdadi would jump and say, "What?" "O protector, O protector." So one day, in a relaxed gathering with the Sheikh, one of the students said to him, "O master, why is it that when the man outside says, 'O Lord,' you say, 'O protector, O protector'?" He said, "O my son, this man sees affliction descending upon the people of the earth from the heavens." So he says, O Lord," and God stops the affliction. And I say, O protector, for fear that some of it might hit me, like something flying off, a piece flying off and stinging me. These were people who had certainty. I mean, the righteous allies of God. Unquestionably, the allies of God shall have no fear, nor will they grieve. Those who believed and were constantly conscious of God. For them are glad tidings in the life of this world and in the hereafter. So there are allies and there are those who love God. There are those who interact with God, those who feel that God is the truth. He gave me children. O Lord, bless my children for me. O Lord, I pray and fast because I love you, because I missed you, to be close to you. And the entire earth will be in his grip on the day of resurrection. So when it says, they have not appraised God with his true appraisal, while the heavens are folded in his right hand, then we know that everything is in God's grip and in God's hand. Once there was a lecture about, there were like 5, 1 Muslim, 1 Christian, 1 Jew, 1 Buddhist, and 1 Hindu. And I was asked to give the speech for Islam.
The Muslim.
There were 500 people sitting there, no two alike, from all over the world. So I began with, O mankind, indeed we have created you from male and female and made you peoples and tribes that you may know one another. What does know one another entail? It includes doing favors, doing good, and it includes
Knowledge,
and it includes gratitude, custom, acquaintances, and sciences. So with one word in the Quran, God created us for it, to complete each other, to help each other. Not to say, I want this part, someone else wants it too, but I'm going to take it. It's not right. It's not right when you already have. For he could cause the earth to swallow you up. For he could send down a thunderbolt upon you from the sky. For he could cause a blizzard that makes you shiver, the power goes out, and people die.
hasn't that happened before?
I mean, regardless, we say, until when the earth has taken on its adornment and is beautified, and its people suppose that they have capability over it, there comes to it our command. So when people get so arrogant, he says, no, wait right there, that's enough. And what? And know that the Lord of the worlds will intervene. He calls it Mother Nature, or nature as you say, but it says that God is jealous. He is jealous when people act unjustly and think they are doing good. Say, shall we inform you of the greatest losers as to their deeds? Those whose effort is lost in worldly life, while they think that they are doing well in work. We are the party of God. We are the successful. We are the victorious. And then you oppress the poor people. Even though Jesus, peace be upon him, said no one should hurt anyone, no one should kill anyone, no one should steal from anyone, don't do this and don't do that. But Satan makes his evil deeds seem alluring to him, so he considers them good, and God the Exalted knows best.
So then self-sufficiency.
Sufficiency in God, not self-sufficiency. Self-sufficiency is just being arrogant. But God is sufficient as a guardian and sufficient as a reckoner. God is my beloved. He knows what's best for me and gives me just enough, even when it comes to illness. When someone has diabetes, it's said that breaking the rule proves the perfection of creation. Glory be to him. If no one ever got sick, people would ask, why do we even need a God? But no, he makes one person's insulin drop and their sugar rise, so they say, because when
So, sufficiency in God Almighty. Thus far, regarding piety, we've discussed fearing the majestic and acting upon the revelation.
and being content with little. Regarding that, we say whatever God brings is best for you. He's the one who guides good to you. In the name of God, as God wills, none brings good except God. In the name of God, as God wills, none averts evil except God. In the name of God, as God wills, whatever blessing exists, it is from God. In the name of God, as God wills, there is no power or might except with God. Sometimes the Almighty tests us to strengthen our resolve and see how we'll react. He says in Surah Al-Hadid, "No disaster strikes upon the earth, nor within yourselves, except that it is in a record before we bring it into being. Indeed, that is easy for God, for the Almighty is capable of all things. In order that you not despair over what has eluded you, what has slipped away from your grasp, and not exult in what He has given you, what He has bestowed upon you as a blessing. And God does not like everyone who is self-deluded and boastful, those who are arrogant and full of themselves." So, the Almighty, the most powerful, the all-knowing, says that not only is this disaster, this hardship, this trial recorded and predestined, but it's also transformative in nature. It will make you feel neither the bitterness of loss nor the sweetness of gain, neither the sting of disappointment nor the thrill of success. So everything above the dust is dust. Thus, He gives a little to see. Whether you value this world or you don't value it at all, even if you live in this world.
Oh God, bless our Master Muhammad, his family and companions. Next time we should talk about strategy.
Well, this time, let's say a few words about provision too.
Please do.
Adhere to piety if you are heedless. Provision will come to you from where you know not. How can you fear poverty when God is the provider? He has provided for the birds and the whales in the sea. Whoever thinks provision comes through strength, the sparrow would never eat alongside the eagle. You will depart this world, for you know not. When night falls, if you will live until dawn. How many healthy people died without illness, and how many sick lived for a long time? How many youths spent the evening and woke up laughing, while their shrouds were being woven in the unseen without them knowing? You may live 1,000 or two, but there must come a day when you journey to the grave. O Allah, grant us a good end and make the best of our days the day we meet you. O Allah, make us content with you. O Allah, make us victorious through you. O Allah, make us honored through you. O Allah, protect Egypt and all Muslim lands, O Lord of the worlds. O Allah, guide our president to what is best for the land and the people, and unite us with him, and let us not say to him as the children of Israel said to Moses, "Go, you and your Lord, and fight. We are staying right here." But we say, "Go, you and your Lord, and fight. We are fighting alongside you." I say this and seek Allah's forgiveness for me and for you, and fear Allah regarding Egypt. Fear Allah regarding yourselves. Do not be like fools, and do not be like the one who brings destruction upon his own home, and Allah knows best.